I'm 25 years old. I'm a CNA in the U.S. and I'm building a house in Jamaica, and I'm leaving the U.S. in December of this year and moving to Jamaica permanently.
Real freedom is finally being somewhere that reminds you you are never, ever, ever supposed to do life alone in the first place.
Wagwan, my Jamaican family, and once again welcome back to the Yadi Reacts. If it is for the first time you are checking me out, kindly subscribe, like and share to my YouTube channel. And to my returning subscribers, I'd want to say thank you very much for the love and support you are always giving unto me. And to our video today, it is about the Black Americans and whatever they found out is in Jamaica. It's just unexplainable. And so these are Black Americans whom are leaving America and going to live in Jamaica, mainly because this is one of the influential country that has been mentioned towards the Caribbean countries. So I want you guys to watch this entire video of the compilation of Black Americans giving out the reasons on to why they are moving in Jamaica, and I'll be back with more.
I didn't realize how disconnected from life and nature I had become until I relocated to Jamaica. And I don't mean disconnected from people or social media. I mean disconnected from me, from my own body, from quiet, from nature, from rest. Before I moved here, my life in the United States felt like constant stimulation, a lot of noise, a lot of pressure, a lot of traffic, a lot of stress. So after a while, I stopped noticing what that did to my nervous system because everybody around me was living the same way, basically. Like stress became culture, overworking became normal, and being constantly tired also became normal. And as a woman, we're praised for surviving things that never should have become our normal in the first place. So I just kept pushing and kept doing, even when my body was struggling, even when stress started showing up physically. I already told you my left eye would become inflamed during stressful periods, and eventually that became part of my autoimmune diagnosis. But at that time, I still treated my body like something to override instead of something to listen to because it wasn't that bad. But then I came here, and for the first time in a long time, I noticed life again. It wasn't about productivity or performance. It was just life. It was the sound of rain on a zinc roof. It was trees that were loaded with fruit, goats in the road, the breeze at night, cooking meals intentionally and slower from scratch, watching my animals move through the yard, and people stopping to actually talk instead of rushing past each other with a fake "how you doing" and really not caring. And I know some people romanticize island life, so I'm not saying that it's perfect here. But what I am saying is that this place forced me to slow down enough to realize how overstimulated I had been for years. I had gotten so used to stress that peace almost felt uncomfortable at first. And that's how deeply survival mode can condition us. I think a lot of us are living disconnected from natural human rhythm. We wake up and grab our phones. We don't rest. We don't breathe deeply. We don't spend time outside. We barely sit with our own thoughts. And then we wonder why so many people are anxious, exhausted, and inflamed. The human body was never meant to operate under constant pressure without consequence. So being here in Jamaica reminds me that healing is not always some dramatic transformation. Sometimes it's very ordinary. Air, sunlight, food, real food, sleep, stillness, community. But survival and living are not the same thing. Thank you for listening. Love, health, and wealth.
3 things I learned since I moved to Jamaica. Number 1, this is not America, okay? Jamaica culture it's not American culture. One thing I had to learn, I had to leave that American shit in America. The laws are different. The culture is different. The only thing American about Jamaica is the cost of living. And don't get me started about cost of living, okay? Everybody think, oh, I'm gonna go to live in Jamaica and live abroad and it's gonna be so cheap, babes. think of it like this, like inflation has hit other places too, and inflation definitely hit Jamaica. And a lot of the things that are here, products sold and things, are all imported in. With import is customs. And this leads to my last point, okay? If you're moving here and you're gonna send things down like furniture and all that, be prepared to give your whole wallet to customs. The whole thing. Let's try this girl though. Excuse my manners, okay? But I'm gonna tell y'all this. When I ship my stuff down, my grandma warned me. She said, baby, you just better off go ahead and buy everything you need here. I said, no, grandma, it's okay. $6,000 later! And I only shipped like barely even a 1 bedroom's worth of furniture and things. Like, yeah. Just don't do it, okay? Unless the wallet is fat, okay? Okay. Other than that, I love Jamaica. And I'll be honest, I was not expecting to like it this much because the humidity, we're not friends, but the people, all love. All love. I love my people, okay? Bye, y'all.
Hello, as you know, I'm leaving the U.S. and I'm moving to Jamaica in December of this year, which is about 6 months, so much to do. But I wanted to give you guys an update. We are clearing out the property, some parts of the property for the animals that we're going to have, but also for the plants that we're going to be growing. We're going to grow okra, callaloo, and things like that to sell produce, fresh produce. So we're just clearing out the property, but also we want to have a nice front yard that looks, you know, nice. We paid for 6 hours, which is about $350, which is pretty good, I think. I don't know. Y'all tell me. But it looks nice. So this was a before picture of the overgrown, kind of like what it looks like overgrown. And then this is what it looks like now that we're clearing everything out. It's looking good. It's coming together. Yeah, I'm really excited. I can't wait to see it in person. I can't wait to show you guys in person. All of this hard work is going to pay off. It's going to look amazing. Thank you guys for the ones who leave positive comments and who are cheering me on. Thank you so much. And yeah, I'm so excited. I don't know.
I moved to Jamaica thinking I was highly independent. Baby, I wore independence like it was going out of style. I used to say things like, oh, I got it. I'll figure it out. I don't need nobody. That was me. Because in the United States, struggling alone is just kind of a natural thing. You could be carrying 47 million emotional bags, 14 jobs, stress, anxiety, and you know, it's still just whatever. And somebody will still say to you, yes, sis, you're so strong. Meanwhile, you are one eye twitch away from a collapse. But moving to Jamaica started exposing me a bit because people here, they really help each other. And I wasn't prepared for it. Not to say they don't in the U.S., don't get me wrong, but they really do in Jamaica. I remember somebody asking me, who I didn't know, if I ate, and I immediately got suspicious. I was like, what? Like, what's the catch? Why are you concerned about my nutrition, ma'am? Because in the U.S., if somebody randomly helps you too fast, your first thought is, what do they want? What's the catch? But here, people will literally stop and reason with you for 30 minutes like they don't have anywhere else to be. Meanwhile, my American brain still times conversations. Horrible. Like, okay, this was beautiful, but aren't we all supposed to be rushing somewhere? Apparently not. And another thing, Jamaicans will ask personal questions quick. There's no, I shouldn't say manners because it's not like they lack manners because they're very mannerable. It's more, I don't know, they're just very inquisitive. Like, are you married? Where's your family? How long are you staying? Do you cook? And I'm like, ma'am, I just met you 14 seconds ago. But over time, I started realizing something. A lot of what I called independence was just really survival mode. Because when you come from environments where everybody is overwhelmed, overworked, and stressed, you learn to just depend on yourself. And you stop expecting help. You stop expecting softness. And you stop expecting community. everywhere. Everything becomes handle it yourself, fix it yourself, carry it yourself. But island life has been teaching me that life feels lighter when people actually show up for each other. And honestly, I think Americans are so used to hyper independence that some of us don't even know how to relax into being cared for anymore. We think accepting help means we're not capable or weakness. Meanwhile, Jamaicans out here borrowing seasoning, sharing mangoes, checking on neighbors, talking to strangers, and building community early in the morning. And I'm over here still saying, no, I got it. Jamaica is teaching me that there is strength in community too. Not just survival, not hustle, not just carrying everything alone. And maybe real freedom isn't proving you don't need anybody. Maybe real freedom is finally being somewhere that reminds you you are never, ever, ever supposed to do life alone in the first place. Once again, thanks for listening. Love, health, and wealth. Peace.
I gotta come back and tell y'all this little story, right? I have to tell y'all this little story. So, I'm living in Jamaica as an expat, right? Y'all see this hair? I decided when I turned 50 that I wasn't gonna dye my hair no more. I have been gray since I have been born. I've had this gray spot right here since I was born, and all the rest of this shit came in my 20s, right? I mean, like early 20s, like 21, I had gray hair. And I started dyeing it when I got about 30. It used to be exotic when I was younger, and I started dyeing it when I got about 30 years old. And at this big age of 51, my hair was black, and I had to dye it, and only the edges would turn gray. So I decided when I turned 50, I wasn't dyeing my shit no more. So I don't fucking dye it. Yeah, I wear wigs a lot. Not because I don't like the gray hair. It's because I don't like doing my fucking hair. I don't like... That's why I locked it, because I've never worn my natural hair since I've probably been 25 years old. I've always had braids, weave. I just started wearing wigs. I ain't never wore wigs in my life, but I guess at this big age, it's time to wear wigs, because that's what wigs is for, old bitches. But you young bitches need to leave it alone. So I be trying to fuck with them, but I love my hair. I love my hair. I love my hair. I love my hair. So anyway, I'm just looking at it. So I thought I'd talk about it. But what I do want to talk about is living in Jamaica is such a gem. It's a very rare experience, right? So I live in Uptown. I live between downtown and Uptown. I live like by Halfway Tree. I live by Devon's house, if y'all know where that is. Real close to an area called New Kingston. Like, that's what I do. I love the ghetto because I'm from the ghetto, but I also don't want to go to another country and live in the ghetto because I'm not from Kingston, so it doesn't make sense that I go mingle and rock around. Some places, like if I walk to the grocery store, which I love to do because for whatever reason I love to be around people. Like, I can go... Anyway, I gotta take off my jewelry. I can't walk with my little jewelry on because they snatch chains. Like, I ain't even pressed about the cost of the chain. This chain has sentimental value. One of my girlfriends died. I have her tattoo right here of leukemia, and she was 10 years older than me. And back in the day, I used to go with her when she had this jade on, which is called a lifesaver. That's what we call it. And well, I call it. She had a jade lifesaver on, and I used to go with her. We used to go out and boost, because yes, I used to be a booster, and go do little strange shit for her change. And she used to go, for change, and she used to go make payments on her necklace while I was just trying to survive. So when she passed, I went to a big Chinese jewelry store, and I just paid for it. Like, I paid a couple $1,000s for the whole ensemble. It's 24 karat. This one is, not this one. And you know, that was my remembrance of her. That was the way I remember her, and it made me feel like an adult, because I remember she made payments on it, and we was hustling to get the payments. Well, we was hustling for different shit. I was hustling to feed my kids. And
I'm 25 years old. I'm a CNA in the U.S. and I'm building a house in Jamaica, and I'm leaving the U.S. in December of this year and moving to Jamaica permanently. And a question that people ask me in my personal life is, what if it doesn't work out, girl? What if shit hits the fan? Like, what if it just doesn't work out? And I'm like, listen, I'm already an overthinker, so yes, it's true. Like, of course there are doubts in the back of my mind, but I will say I'm an overthinker. I plan for A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and I always try to have backup plans and ideas for if, you know, something was to happen, God forbid. But yes, I always try to just think of other ways. It has to work out. I want it to work out. This is what I really want to do, and I'm gonna make it work. When there's a will, that's right, there's a way, baby. That's right.
Welcome back, guys. I hope you've watched this entire video to the end and you have heard whatever these Black Americans had to say concerning Jamaica, and to whatever they have found in Jamaica that makes them love this country even more compared to when they were in America. You know, as I usually say, Jamaica is one of blessed country or island in the Caribbean, in a way that we will find some cases of some of the Caribbean countries even, like wanting to compete with Jamaica, or even some of them, complaining on why is Jamaica that influential. And even some of them, like they complain when they are in other countries or other towns and people see them. Thus, just by the way they are talking, people will address them as Jamaicans, not knowing that in the Caribbean there are other different countries, like the Barbados, like the Trinidad and Tobago, and other many more, not only Jamaica. But I will say this, Jamaica has gained their influential into the entire world mainly because of their great hard work. They have pushed their country onto this state that even foreigners are in love with this country. So yeah, definitely it is the most influential country in the Caribbean, or island in the Caribbean. When it comes to music, when it comes to sports, when it even comes to politics, this country is much even more famously known. And that's mainly because the Jamaicans have, pushed it. They have done much work so as their country can be in this such kind of position that everyone wanna visit Jamaica. Not just everyone, even I myself, I have got the eager of visiting Jamaica one of these days. May the God Almighty, grant me more life and even more blessings, more money, so as I can get a chance and visit this Caribbean island that is the most influential country into this entire world, that it has left everyone with full of speech concerning Jamaica. People out here are talking about Jamaica, on how influential it is. Let's talk about their food, the street food, their chicken, like, I've come across a lot of videos from foreigners, not only the Chinese, even the white Americans, the black Americans, giving out their comments about the Jamaican dishes, and definitely it's positive. It's very much positive. So tell me, would you have got that eager to visit this country whereby almost everyone is talking about their music, the dancehall music, the reggae music? And there's this segment where Jamaica, they usually put these street, like street bashment parties. It's so very much amazing. Like, this is a country that is just free. People live with love. Like, they can just organize a bashment party, put it across the street, and each and everyone is invited to enjoy themselves, listening to dancehall music and reggae music, dancing to the tunes. Yeah, this is one of the blessed country I have ever done my research on, or rather come across. I'd say Jamaica, the land we love. The land we love. Let's not dive in onto their politics merely because it will cause commotions. But in the meantime, we just want to talk about the great things that Jamaica has got in it, in a way that it is attracting more tourists. Like the place called Montego Bay, a tourist attraction place, just by the weather in Jamaica, their climate change. People will talk about their climate change. I've come across whereby there are certain people whom have talked about having certain illnesses. They have visited different countries into the West and whichever part countries, and they never even got the treatment that they needed. And in fact, the illness would have gotten even worse. But when they stepped in Jamaica, not even did they see a doctor, but just by the climate of Jamaica, the ambience in this country just made them feel good. There was even this man from Trinidad and Tobago whom just approved of this. You know, a neighboring country from the same island, the Caribbean island, talks about this towards Jamaica. Who are you to tell me Jamaica is not a great island to be visited? And that's why the black Americans are now shifting from America to Jamaica, mainly because even the cost of living in Jamaica is much reliable. So guys, I've got much to talk about Jamaica, but in this time, I just want to know whatever you think about this amazing video. Let's share our thoughts throughout the comment section so we can get to know to whatever you think and know, and what makes you love Jamaica. Let's share our thoughts throughout the comment section so we can get to interact and know, and mainly because your opinion does matters to us every day. Thank you very much guys for following up the video with me. I was your host, Yadi Reacts. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, kindly subscribe, like and share to my YouTube channel. And to my returning subscribers, I do want to say thank you very much for the love and support you are always giving unto me. Always remember to link me up through my next videos. All I do want to say is peace out there.